We have the wonderful Grace Marshall, who I'm going to just give you a little bit of information about in a minute. We have some bloke called Trevor. You know, some of you know him, some of you don't. Then we're rounding up with the wonderful Sandy Newbigging, who is basically the modern-day guru of meditation. Please give a big Questy welcome to the lovely Grace Marshall.
Thank you so much for having me. My name is Grace Marshall and I will be your productivity ninja for today. If anyone picked up my business card, that's actually what it says on my business card. So that's my official job title. And I'm also part of a team at Think Productive as well. So we are a team of productivity ninjas across the world who are on a bit of a mission to transform the way that people work, to help people find ways of doing their best work with less stress and less overwhelm, and more what we like to call playful, productive momentum. So what we're really interested in isn't just how do we help people to do more or work harder, but actually how do we do our best work and have fun doing it and enjoy life outside of work as well. So it's about not just the work that we do, but our experience of life at work and life outside of work.
You are the first people to be hearing this out of Trevor's mouth. And so let's give it up for our Trevor.
Thank you. It's out in March. It is called Personal Development for Parents. It was originally called Lessons from the Therapist's Chair so your child never needs to sit in one. Be the change you want to see in the world, as Gandhi said. So that's kind of the inspiration for the book, is how can you be the model of what you're hoping for in your child, not in terms of their aspirations, but just in terms of how they respond to the world. What should your own actions be? What should your actions be as a parent? And anyone who knows me is going to know that I'm going to say this is the basis of everything. ILOC is everything, having an internal locus of control. What is it that I can do here now? What is in my power? Because our society, with everything that I've talked about to this point, our society does not want us to be ILOC. It doesn't want us to question, it doesn't want us to take responsibility because it can't earn money from us. It wants to solve our problems, not teach us how to solve them for ourselves.
So, Sandy is a #1 best-selling author of 6 books. He's actually currently on a deadline, so we're very lucky to have him. He's the creator of Calmology, which is a series of meditation and coaching techniques. And I think it's fair to say he's helped thousands of people across the world with the things that he's taught them. I'd like to ask you to give a big welcome to Sandy Newbigging.
Hello. Yes, I mean, I got to start by saying that, you know, one of the most important books I've ever read in my entire development was Word Weaving. Can anyone else agree with that? And it feels so bizarre. I was talking to my girlfriend yesterday, like how bizarre it is that I read that starting out, and then he actually knew that existed, and then to the point he invited me to come along and talk to you today. So I feel very honoured to be here. So thank you very much, Rebecca, Trevor, and Chloe for helping to make that happen as well.
Before we knew it, I found myself confused but curious attending a meditation weekend. Now, I went along to learn this form of meditation called Ascension Meditation. Fantastic form of meditation if you ever get a chance to learn it. And I was like so blown away by finally feeling that I had found the holy grail to my life and my peace, that I actually, at the end of it, had forgotten to pay. So I wrote a check for twice the amount, which is actually quite a big thing from a Scotsman, I might just like to add. And so I go home to use Ascension for the rest of my life, and I go home to have my first solo meditation. I get my little cushion out, I dim the lights, I shut the shutters in my nice place, and I'm all just ready for my first solo meditation. I close my eyes, and this is God's honest truth. Within about 90 seconds, someone starts drilling the road outside my bedroom window.
Is everybody up for doing like a 10-minute meditation to the end of the day?
The reason I'd recommend Questival would be the same reason I'd recommend Quest, and it's the community spirit. This place is amazing to be able to come and study somewhere where you meet a load of people who are fascinated with the same stuff, which is fantastic. But then for them all to stay together for such a long time. There's people, I've did my qualifications 4 years ago, and there's people from my queue here, and there's people from years and years and years before that, all of whom I know either through social media or through coming to these sorts of things. And so you come here, it's a load of smiling faces, like-minded people, and just a sense of home, really.
Oh, just this, Questi hugs, Questi love, and the talks are wonderful, and it's so funny. It's like I was sort of thinking earlier that they're almost incidental to the whole day. Because it's just so lovely to see everybody, but then you take such wisdom away as well.
It's a room full of love. It's always a warm environment to step into. It's lovely that even if you don't know everybody, you know that there's enough in common to just strike up conversations and chat, and that's always really nice.
You always know you're going to go away with your head full of ideas and different things to take home, and I'll spend the next few days, definitely tomorrow, just with all the things going around in my head and figuring out what it is, what I can take from it, and how I'm going to grow from it, really, because it's just another opportunity for us to grow in our businesses and personally.
Amazing, yeah. Open, friendly, inspirational, yeah.
It's motivating and inspiring. Who wouldn't want to come? Well, do you know what? It's so lovely to come to a place where you're talking to 120 people who are effectively a room full of strangers, and they come and hug you. Before and after the talk. So yeah, it's been a really warm reception. Great to hear the buzz in the room and the ideas being exchanged. Yeah, lovely to be part of it. So I think people have taken away lots of different things. So lots of ideas, things they can put into action. I'm seeing a lot of light bulb moments and hope as well. I think sometimes somebody said to me, it's a topic, so I talk on productivity, and productivity is a topic that often people kind of approach with a sense of guilt.
Yes.
Of like, oh, she's going to tell me what I'm doing wrong, and I love that I'm able to kind of inspire people in a way that doesn't make them feel guilty, because guilt is such a wasted emotion.
QCHBA.
Mainly to see everybody, and obviously to hear Trevor and to hear what he had to say, because I knew there was some new stuff coming up, and the variety of the speakers really interested me. But to be honest with you, just to be here, just with the energy, and just to really just enjoy the experience, which I don't get a chance to do very often. So just a fantastic day.
Well, it's Questival. Why would I miss it? It's as simple as that. It is just a really useful day to spend. And I meet loads of people that I haven't seen for ages.
I'm in the middle of my Quest training at the moment, Q38, and it's fascinating and interesting. But I just thought coming to Questival would get me to meet loads of other people that have already been through the process, along with others that are in it with me. And it's a great way of networking, like-minded people, and it's just been a great day.
A chance to come and catch up with everybody, the chance to hear Trevor talking, as always, and what I really like is just that reminder of things that I think we forget when we don't catch up with each other, and bringing back into the consciousness those things that we forget about.
QCHBA.
We had to talk about productivity first thing in the morning, and for me that's been quite key at the moment, because although I enjoy my free time, I definitely don't necessarily put it to the best of use to get as much as I'd like to out of where I want my business to go at the moment. So that's been quite key. I tend to leave all that kind of stuff aside. I'm not really a detail person. My lists get lost as soon as I've made them, but so just keeping my eye on the ball with that. And for Trevor's talks, I've got a little boy who's only 5 years old, and now there's so much there that I'm going to start to apply to myself, and also thinking about how I can help some of my friends and the other parents at the school who are struggling a little bit, because I think there's a lot of value that they could get from that. So I'm looking forward to his book coming out, because that will help too. So many things. The thing that I have been trying to work on for a while, and I've been reminded, is the inbox zero. Absolutely, yeah. I have thousands, thousands. And to have that clear would be so lovely. I think I'm a big multitasker. I'm a bit here and a bit there, and so I really heard that from her, that actually just do the one thing. Just do the one thing and then do the next thing. And it's stuff that we know, but how often do we do it?
I think for me, Trevor's last session when he was talking about children and parenting, and my two children have just gone off to university, and I think for me it's this thing about our expectations of them as well. So just kind of reminding myself that it's more about our expectations of each other now, that there's this kind of gap between us, and hopefully helping them find their own path, which is quite difficult to do sometimes.
Has it been
been around this for such a long time, so much of this is familiar, and it's lovely to hear it again and be reminded. But I think possibly this morning with Grace, even though I knew already that I should be doing something about my emails and getting rid of them, when I get home, if not tonight, this weekend, I'm going to get shot of the emails that I don't need. I'm never going to go back to them. And it took for someone like Grace to point that out, for me to go, oh, I'm just going to get on with it.
It's very, very difficult to pin one thing down because everything, you take so much from any of these talks. Listening to Trevor, it's really nice. I was saying to someone earlier on, listening to Trevor outside the usual room that we're in feels different. Some of the stuff he's saying is similar, some of it's totally new, but every time you speak to him, you get this wonderful sort of sense of kind of writing everything down, like you must remember that. And the productivity talk that happened first thing this morning was the same thing. Constantly writing notes. I almost filled my pad up because it's just a case of sort of being bombarded with information which is all totally useful. So I couldn't pin it down to one thing.
You guys